Oh, that was a joke. Well, this is what the Bible says about that. Galatians 6:7 says, do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. So Donald Trump is going to reap what he sows. And again, Trump needs to apologize for his deeply offensive image.
A congressman just quoted the Bible at the President of the United States, not as theater, as a verdict. Trump posted himself as Jesus. His own MAGA base called it blasphemy. He deleted it, then claimed it was a picture of a doctor. His VP said it was a joke. Two different excuses. Neither one holds. And Ted Lieu, a Catholic who converted in college and took the courses, just read Galatians back at both of them. But the Jesus post is only the beginning. Hit subscribe. Now watch how this whole press conference got there.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. It's going to be a busy week and a busy session. Right before we adjourned, we saw the failure of Republican leadership on full display and their infighting reaching new heights. As a result, Americans across this country have been paying higher prices. It's because Republican incompetence that federal workers have been going without paychecks, that farmers can no longer afford fertilizer to grow our food, families can't afford to fill up their gas tanks, and today, as Americans file their taxes, many say that they're paying more than ever, while the top 1% gets a tax cut. This is because Speaker Johnson and House Republicans would rather put their efforts into supporting an unhinged president's reckless war of choice with Iran and not helping out their billionaire friends with their policies and betting market tips. Since taking office, Trump and Republicans have made it abundantly clear where their priorities are, and it's not with the American people. If they cared at all about the people that elected them, they would actually work with Democrats to make life better for people back at home and less expensive. And Republicans have the opportunity to do just that this week. In the coming days, Democrats will force a vote on the War Powers Resolution to hold the Trump administration accountable and to put an end to this costly Middle East conflict. Americans overwhelmingly want to see an immediate end to this war, yet the Trump administration keeps digging us in even deeper. Hardworking families are watching as the Trump administration spends billions to bomb Iran, yet they can't seem to find any funding for healthcare, housing, or food for hungry children. If Republicans can't condemn this war, the American people will remember that, and House Democrats won't let them forget. Vice Chair Ted Lieu.
Thank you, Chairman Aguilar. We have a cost of living emergency. Inflation is skyrocketing. The most recent CPI report, the Consumer Price Index, shows that inflation surged to 3.3%, the highest monthly increase in over 2 years. And then the recent Producer Price Index report, the PPI report, shows that inflation increased 0.5% month to month and 4% year to year. And what is Trump focused on? Attacking the Pope. We call on Republicans and Donald Trump to focus on the cost of living emergency and to stop doing stupid stuff like attacking the Pope. Now, I happen to be Catholic. I chose to get baptized in college. Turns out when you do that, you have to take a whole series of courses on the Bible. And it's very clear that when you look at the Bible, there's a lot of themes, but two of them are that you do not have false idols, and second, you do not mock God. And so Exodus 20:3-5 shows that says, you shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself an image in the form of anything in heaven above or on the earth beneath or in the waters below. In addition to attacking the Pope, Donald Trump posted an image of himself like Jesus. He should not be making a false idol of himself. No one should be worshiping Donald Trump. He needs to apologize for that deeply offensive post. And then you got J.D. Vance going around who just lies like water. So he just lies all the time. And so when asked about Donald Trump's Jesus post, J.D. Vance says,
Ted Lieu just did something most politicians won't. He named the Dodge, quoted the book, and told the Vice President of the United States to his face that he lies like water. Vance called it a joke. Trump called it a doctor. Those are two different stories from the same White House about the same deleted post. When your own team can't agree on the cover story, there is no cover story. But Lieu wasn't finished. Because the Jesus post isn't the only accountability crisis Democrats put on the table today. The man Trump wants running surveillance over every American just told the president, "I love you, sir," at a public press conference. Watch what Lieu does with that.
The main federal agency in charge of oversight over FISA is the Department of Justice. And right now, Acting Attorney General Todd Blanch is violating the congressional law to release the Epstein files. He works in a building with a giant banner of Trump's face. He did a press conference where he said to Trump, "I love you, sir." And you want me to trust Todd Blanch to do oversight over FISA? No freaking way. He acts as Trump's stooge. He's just going to be Trump's lawyer. He is acting like Trump's lawyer. I can't trust Todd Blanch to do any oversight over FISA. And I'm not going to give this immense authority to the President of the United States, who was doing all sorts of crazy things.
Max?
With regards to Sheila Trafelis McCormick, she has been found guilty by the House Ethics Committee Special Subpanel of 20 counts.
Here is what one press conference just put on the record. The President of the United States posted himself as Jesus Christ. His base called it blasphemy. He deleted it and lied about what it was. His VP lied about it differently. A Democratic congressman read the Bible back at both of them, on camera, and demanded an apology. Then the same congressman turned around and torched the acting attorney general. The man Trump wants controlling federal surveillance of American citizens said, "I love you, sir," to his boss in public. He works under a giant banner of Trump's face. He is withholding Epstein files in violation of the law, and Democrats are being asked to hand that man expanded FISA authority. They said no, loudly. This is the pattern. Loyalty over law, spin over fact, cover story over cover story. And every time the excuses contradict each other, like a doctor and a joke being two different answers to the same question, the credibility gap gets wider. Trump is fighting the Pope, fighting inflation reality, fighting his own base on blasphemy, and fighting the law on surveillance, all at the same time. Galatians was right. A man reaps what he sows, and right now, Donald Trump is sowing chaos inside the coalition that put him back in power. That fracture does not heal before November. Hit subscribe. This is only going to get louder.